Hello everyone, welcome to the King of Cats. That's all I have to say, so without further ado, let's get started. By hitting the start button. See, Santa Barbara, California, 1992. I think this is a horror game, I don't remember. But it might, yeah, I don't remember, it might be. The rain patters lightly on the nylon cover hanging over the patio. The man stands next to his stool at a high table draped in gaudy checkered cloth. He opens his second beer and stirs a bowl of clam chowder without particular interest. Val Fortunato thought this might be the worst chowder he's tasted in his life. He drops the spoon into the soup and glances around the restaurant. The place is practically empty. Just a quaint little house on an ugly property that consists mostly of mud and cement. A row of California palm trees lines one side of the lot, making the border between the next property over. Val leans against a table and sips his beer and waits. 30 minutes and another beer and a half pass before the contact finally arrives. The man parks his car and hurries through the lot, shielding himself from the rain as he trots along. Finally, I feel like I've been waiting all day long. Sorry about that. I had to make a few calls. He's a slender man dressed in khakis and a collared shirt with the zoo logo. Looks like a uniform. The seller brushes the rain off his clothes and sits on the stool directly across from Val. Not a problem. You want some dinner? Something to drink? Sure, why not? Oh my god. That's why I wasn't hearing any sound. I did not have my headphones on. Okay. I was like, why is this game so quiet? Alright. Okay. Sorry about that. Alright. I drove 2.5 hours to come here. I could use a bite and a beer. They call over the waiter and he takes their orders. The man orders 2 beers and asks for a rare steak and a side of baked potatoes. And you, sir? How's the chowder? It's the worst thing I've tasted in my life. The waiter is taken aback by how plainly Val tells him this. I want something else. Let me get the same thing, steak and a side of baked potatoes, chicken sandwich with honey mustard, some spread and butter. Does this matter? I forgot, this game does have choices. I don't know if this matters. I'll go with what he got. Val orders the same thing, steak and a side of baked potatoes. After the waiter leaves, the 2 men wait in silence for a moment. So, I hear you're in the market for cats. That's right. And I also hear any old zoo cat won't do. It has to be a special cat. You heard right. The man folds his hand on the table and smiles. I have something that'll make your partners very happy. These cats are really something else. I got them out of the San Diego Zoo just in time. Another few hours and we wouldn't be having this conversation. Jesus, that bad? Yeah, 2 whole litters of them. Even the damn cubs. Naturally, if you take them all, I'll cut you a nice discount. Naturally. So, what do you say? You want the whole lot? The waiter arrives again with their food and drinks. He lays out the steak, potatoes, and 2 beers in front of the seller, then puts down Val's steak. You gentlemen enjoy. The men stay silent until the waiter walks out of earshot. So, how's that steak? I don't know. I have better. If I'm being honest, I wish I didn't order anything in the first place. I should have stuck with bread. At least that's free. Val pulls a checkbook out of his pocket and lays it on the table. Let's discuss the cats. You got a pen? Do you? Oh, okay. When Val arrives back at his hotel room, he goes straight to the phone to call his longtime friend and business partner, David Kemp, Doctor of Wildlife Biology. The man on the phone speaks with a gruff and short tone. Hello? David, it's me. I'm at the cellar. The deal seems legit. The man on the phone breathed a sigh of relief. Excellent. How many cats did you buy? About a dozen, mostly cubs. From what I understand, the adults teach their cubs, so they were just gonna put the whole litter down. Jesus, even the cubs? Those people are the real animals. What a novel sentiment. Somebody should make a movie about that idea. Hey, I'm serious. How can you live with yourself after murdering a baby animal? Alright, Dave, I get you. I'm just busting your balls. I know. Are you making the arrangements with our longshoreman? Yeah, I'm on it, Dave. Is everything lined up at Tijuana? Tijuana? Yeah, Tijuana? What? Tijuana? Is that how you say it? Whatever. Naturally, one of my former colleagues pointed me to the gentleman by the name of... Well, I don't remember. Something Spanish in any case. He wants as many cats as he can get. Excellent. I'll call you when we're about to leave port. No, call me as soon as you set things up. I want to come along. On the ship? You've got to be shitting me. That's gonna look suspicious as hell. I don't care. This is a major investment, and I want to see it through. I'm also bringing along a friend. His name is Lindsay. I think you'll get along with him. He's a no-nonsense kind of guy. If you say so, Dave. I'm also bringing Joey along. What the hell for? If we get in trouble with the local authorities, he'll come in real handy. He's got connections in California. He'll use them to put out any fires, so to speak. Alright, I'll call you as soon as we have a shipping date. Good. I'll see you then. The man on the other line hangs up the phone. Val sits in the silent hotel and stares out the window. The rain is coming down harder now than before. He doesn't like the idea of David coming along for the ride, let alone two of his lackeys. But as the two-thirds shareholder and bigger money spender, David is technically the boss. Val has no power but to make suggestions. He picks up the phone and calls the longshoreman to arrange transport for his newly bought cats. October 18th, 1992, on board the cargo ship USS Blackgrove. Ew. Why is everything so distorted? The cargo ship left port 4 hours ago. The sun is setting in the red evening sky. The Blackgrove is driving south toward Tijuana, Mexico. Val enters. Is it Tijuana or Tijuana? Am I saying that right? For some reason, I am drawing a blank because I know, I know this place, but for some reason now, for no reason, I am drawing a blank at how to pronounce it. But you know what? Whatever. Somebody can correct me or whatever. Val enters the commons and scans the room. He spots two men, and he recognizes, plus some members of the ship's crew. Lindsay is the muscle man that Dr. Kemp hired, bald with a black mustache. He's a fit man with a pair of khaki shorts and sandals contrasting his leather jacket. Lindsay's outfit is like an international mercenary turned aging summer dad. The huge revolver hosted on his belt completes the look. Joey Haynes is Dr. Kemp's lawyer. He got dragged along to deal with any problems from California authorities. Now that they've left the States, his work is done and he's just along for the ride. His shirt is unbuttoned and his sleeves rolled up, and his wife beater is sweat-soaked. The two men are hunched over the counter while they drink shots of scotch from the mini-fridge. They turn around and acknowledge Val. Hey Val, want some? We're playing a little guessing game. Oh yeah? Yeah. What's Dr. Kemp's big secret cargo? You mean the cows? Joey cackles loudly. This fucking guy. No, not the cattle. Dr. Kemp obviously didn't bring me and Mr. Haynes along to protect cattle. The ship isn't even outfitted properly for that kind of job. It's gotta be something stored with the cattle. Or maybe inside them. It's just beef for some big Mexican zoo. Are you sure? I mean, have you seen any cows? Joey, this man is David Kemp's business partner. I'd wager he knows all about the secret cargo, which I'm certain isn't beef. Is that right? What is it then? Oh, let's see. Gotta keep the secret. Nothing but cows. Moo. Now drop it, alright? Anyway, there's nothing to worry about. David and I have it under control. Val gestures to the drunken lawyer. Just keep an eye on this guy and make sure he doesn't fall off the boat. The last thing we need is a drowning on our hands. Okay, boss. In the Black Grove's helm, Captain Frank Walker fiddles with the radio. Heavy rain beats down on the window as the ship sails southbound. Ship security officer Genevieve Jean Antonia, my god, is at the captain's side listening in on the call. What's going on, Captain? Some kind of problem with the cargo. Hold on a second. The audio is distorted and difficult to understand. The voice of Sailor Brian Morrison cackles through the speaker. In the cargo hold. Over. Say again? You're breaking up. Over. There's something wrong in the... I don't know what's going... Say again? Over. I don't like this, Frank. First, we're playing cruise ship with the millionaire and his little posse. Now a problem with the cargo? What are you talking about? I don't know. It's a weird coincidence. You saw the manifest, right? He's just shipping cabs for zoo lions. He's probably here to help his staff feed and care for them. Relax, alright? If there's something wrong with the animals, we need to let him know. I'll call his cabin once we know what's going on. It could be just a loose door or something. A loose door? Maybe some cows got loose. Who knows? The speaker continues crackling. Brian's voice comes through clearly for a moment. Send somebody down with the chains and padlocks. Over. The call cuts out. Roger that, sailor. Sending someone down. Over. Sailor Taylor? Sailor Taylor. Oh, that's funny. Yes, sir. Grab some chains and padlocks from the storage and take them to the cargo hold. And be quick about it. Yes, sir. The seaman marches away dutifully. Sailor Morrison, this is Captain Walker. I'm sending Taylor down to help. Over. Nothing comes through the speaker but static. Brian, do you read me? Over. More static. Jing gives him a grave stare. I'm going down there after him. What for? If something's wrong, we'll hear about it in any minute now. The safety of the cargo is my responsibility. I'm going down there. Excuse me, Captain. She storms out of the helm and hurries after Sailor Morrison. He's joined by Second Mate Florian Cruz. Hey, Cap. What was that all about? Jean's worried about 1 million cows. What for? What am I looking at? We're locked and loaded with combat shotguns. We don't need to worry about a bunch of illiterate pirates. Oh, they're talking about, like, in case it gets dropped. Okay, I got it. No, it's not pirates she's worried about. Then what? I don't know. Something about the millionaire and his cows. Excuse me. He holds up the receiver and speaks. Jean, any updates? Over. In the cargo hold, the distinct sound of a crackling radio echoes through the austere metal halls. The distorted voice of Captain Walker comes through in a mess of white noise. "Brian, do you read me? Over." Sailor Morrison clicks his radio off and latches it to his belt. Why would you turn it off? He scans the hold with the tranquilizer rifle trembling in his hand. The cargo hold is dimly lit. Several light bulbs seem not to work at all. The exit is only a few yards away, but each step he takes thunders through the metal hall. He steps slowly and dutifully toward the door. Just as he reaches the door, someone on the other side spins the valve and swings it open. There's a man on the other side. Brian levels the tranquilizer rifle at the stranger. "Hey, chill out, it's me." "Jesus, Eric, you scared me." He lowers the rifle. "Come on, let's get out of here and lock up the door." "What's going on?" "There's a bunch of goddamn cats on the loose." "Cats? What the hell are you talking about?" "Yeah, big orange tigers." "Holy shit, did you tell the captain?" "Of course I did. Now grab those chains and come on." They exit the cargo hold and push the heavy doors shut and stand in the downpour. Taylor holds up the chains like they're a pile of slimy worms slicked in the rain. "Come on, man. Don't you know how to seal a door? Give me the goddamn thing." Eric haphazardly dumps the chains into Brian's hands. Brian lifts the chains and heaves them over the valve. The valve twists and the door creaks open and slides ajar under the weight of the chains. Shit, puts the fucking thing shut. The door flings open and smacks into Morrison, sending him stumbling backwards. He points the tranquilizer rifle in the general direction of the door and fires. The dart clings against the bulkhead. There's nothing visible in the shadows beyond the open door creaking in the rain. Something growls from the inside. Oh shit. Brian racks the bolt of the tranquilizer rifle and fishes around his pocket for another dart. "Shoot the damn thing, man! Shut up and let me..." A tiger lunges out of the shadows without a sound. It moves with impossible speed. He grabs Eric and tackles him to the deck in the falling rain. The big cat locks its snarling jaws around his throat and clamps. His neck breaks so quickly that he doesn't have time to scream. Oh my god. The animal drops his limp body on the wet deck and turns its head back at Brian with dilated eyes. He doubles back to cargo door. Boots squeaking against the slick metal as the tiger's paws patter behind him. Oh my god. He lunges to the doorway and pulls the door shut behind him. It shuts with such force that it nearly bounces back ajar. But he quickly grabs the valve and pulls it shut before the animal can slip inside. He tries to seal the door, but his slicked hands slide off the wet valve. "Come on, you bastard." Something growls behind him and his stomach feels like concrete. Oh, he walked in through the wrong side of the door. He turns around slowly and extends the flaps of his coat to make himself look bigger. And he freezes with horror when he sees the rest of the litter in the cargo hold. Alright. I don't think... Does looking bigger in front of tigers work? Like, I know you're supposed to do that with bears, wolves... no, wait, not bears, right? No, yeah, bears, wolves, and... I don't know, maybe a smaller cat like a mountain lion? But would looking bigger in front of a tiger or a lion actually help? I don't know. Like, what would you actually need to do in that situation? Oh, shoot, what did I do? Return? Okay, there we go. And he freezes with horror when he sees the rest of the... Oh, I already read that. Standing between two rows of huge crates, an adult tiger watches him with a pair of cubs at his flanks. Another dozen feet back, there's another family of tigers, 2 adults and some cubs. Brian doesn't care to count them all. The adult is frozen in a walking posture with dilated eyes fixed on him curiously. Somewhere in his mind, it reminds him of a cat playing with his toy, and his terror becomes extreme. He drops the coat flap and uses his free hand to produce 3 darts from his pocket. Tiger watches him curiously. They seem hesitant to make a move. Brian can hear the big male outside clawing at the door. He fixes his rifle at the nearest adult. Then he chambers 1 dart and clamps the other 2 between his teeth. He mutters through his clenched jaws. "Say goodnight, you big bastard." He squeezes the trigger, and the sound of compressed air startles the big animal and sends it nearly 6 feet into the air. The dart whizzes past the adult and hits a tiny cub across the room. "Oh my god. You done screwed up, Brian." The little animal cries out pitifully. The animals dart around in collective panic before they calm down and refocus their attention on Brian. In their eyes, he sees a great primordial firestorm bearing down upon him. He lets out his breath slowly. Oh no. That is probably the worst way to die. Oh my god. Because, well, no. I mean, the first guy, he got his neck broken because they do go for the neck. But I mean, how long does that pain actually last before you actually just die? Or at least pass out and then die? I mean, that's gotta be agonizing. Even if it's only, let's say, a few seconds. Let's say 3 seconds. That's probably the longest 3 seconds of your life, just having your neck in the jaws of a freaking tiger. Like, Jesus. Gene stomps down the stairwell toward the cargo hold. "Gene, any updates? Over." "I'm almost there. Hang on. Over." When she rounds the next corner, she beholds a sight of baffling horror. She sees Morrison stagger through the door and slam it shut behind him. All the while, a larger tiger jogs playfully through the rain toward the newly sealed door. The cat regards the closed door with puzzlement, then turns around to toy with his new plaything. Taylor lies in a crumbled pile soaking in the rain. Blood drips down his arms and washes away on the metal floor. A tranquilizer dart protrudes from the animal's shoulder, but it doesn't seem to mind very much. Jean takes careful and quiet steps back into cover and up the stairs. When she reaches the upper deck, she breaks into a sprint and rips the radio from her belt. "Mayday, Captain, Mayday, come in, over." "What's going on, Jean?" "There's a goddamn tiger loose on the ship, over." "A what?" "Get the shotguns, Frank. Out." While the 3 men sit at the counter and drink, somebody sprints past the window. Val and Lindsay are startled. Joey doesn't notice. "What was that?" "It looked like a member of the crew. I couldn't tell." What the hell are you guys talking about?" "Nothing, Joey. Go back to sleep." "I wasn't sleeping." "Then have another drink and let the adults handle the situation." Lindsay stands up from the stool and marches to the door. "Where are you going?" "Dr. Kemp's cabin. I'm going to have a word with him." "Wait a minute. About what?" "About the cargo." "God damn it." "What's wrong?" "Nothing, Joey. Don't worry about it." Poor Joey. He just wants to be included in what's going on. I feel so bad. Joey's just living his life. He did his job. Val hurries out the commons and follows Lindsay. Joey chuckles to himself while he fills up another glass. Guess the old boy can't handle his liquor. Jean bursts into the helm and slams the door shut behind her. She frantically spins the valve to secure the door. Frank, Cruz, and Navigator Mike Kroger watch in baffled silence. They are armed with 3 or 4 Spaz 12 shotguns kept in the helm. Jean, what's going on? She rushes to the case and grabs the 4th gun. There's a goddamn animal on the loose. It killed Taylor. Oh my god. Killed? What about Morrison? He locked himself inside the cargo hold. I think he's fine. Have we heard from him on the radio? No, I've been calling. Oh god. You think there could be more of them? Horrified silence hangs over the room. Jean finishes loading the shotgun and moves straight for the door. I need one of you to come with me. Well, I need to stay here. I've just turned the ship around and radioed Santa Barbara. I need to answer them if they call. Why don't you go? What? Hold on. Wait, what? Hold on. I need to stay here and navigate the ship. Oh, come on. You guys are grown men. You guys are grown men. What are you doing? We don't have time to argue. Somebody, anybody, come with me. She marches out of the helm, toting her shotguns, and shoves and leaves the door open in the rain. Frank and Mike stare awkwardly at each other before Cruz speaks. I'll go. I probably have the second most range time after Jean. Between the two of us, I'm sure we'll be fine. Who accompanies Jean to the cargo hold? Oh god. I think the captain should go because he's the captain and he should be taking care of his crew. And he is the one that goes down with the ship, but Florian has better, I don't know, has more time at a gun range, I guess, is what she meant. I'm gonna go with the excellent shooter. All right, be careful. And Mike? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have volunteered you. Kroger shrugs. Hey, it happens. I'll stay on the radio and let you know if anything comes up. And I'll latch the door behind you. Cruz nods and hurries out the door. That's messed up though. When Lindsay arrives at the cabin, he firmly latches the door behind him. He takes half a dozen steps before somebody opens it again. It's Val, and closes and latches the door behind him. Hey Lindsay, hold on. I wanted a quick word with you. What is it? He hesitates. I wouldn't bother Dave if I were you. He's a bit, irritable about this whole thing. You think I'm worried about him firing me? Lindsay scoffs. If you don't want me to upset your friend, why don't you tell me what's in the cargo? Val rubs his brow and sighs heavily. Alright, look. I'm sorry for being evasive earlier, but Dave made me swear silence. We're actually shipping, tigers. Man-eating tigers. Excuse me? Yeah, I know. And I was telling the truth about them being tranquilized. I guess I didn't give them enough. I'm assuming there was never an actual veterinarian involved. Dave thought he could figure out the doses on account of his biology degree. Lindsay rolls his eyes and laughs humorously. I don't believe this shit. He storms down the hall to Kemp's cabin and lets loose a storm of knocks. Dr. Kemp, I need to speak with you immediately. He stops knocking and waits. Silence. Lindsay glares at Val, who gives him a blank shrug. I don't know. I guess he left. Maybe the captain called him to the helm. Or maybe he went to the commons around the opposite side of the ship. See, where did Val and Lindsay go next? I doubt he's at the commons. I think they should go to the helm. I'm making the executive decision. Go to the helms. I'd like to speak with the captain anyways. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but every time I record, my nose just gets so itchy. The horizon is dark purple as the light fades to night. Jean jogs to the bottom of the stairs and steps cautiously toward the cargo hold. The captain speaks on the intercom and his voice thunders in the rainy expanse. He warns the crew to lock themselves in their current locations until further notice. Jean rounds the corner and spots a cargo hold door swinging open on its hinges. Somebody dropped the chains in the doorway, preventing it from fully closing. There's no blood or any sign of a struggle. Jean steps slowly through the rain and approaches the swinging door. Light footfalls thud on metal steps behind her. It's first mate Cruz. Hey. Come on. I think they're inside. Oh my god. Whew. She points at the open door. Follow me and watch my back. Cruz nods. Jean steps closer to the door with the barrel of the shotgun pointed into the dark aperture. She reaches the door and pushes it open cautiously. Then she bolts the door open to keep it from swinging shut. Jean enters the dim cargo hold while Florian Cruz stands outside and watches her back. She scans the room quickly. It's completely empty. No sign of Morrison or Taylor. No sign of any tigers. Jesus, what's going on? Jean, the cats are outside. Jean swings around and points her shotgun out the door. At the same time, Cruz raises hers and fires at something Jean cannot see. She hears a tiger cry out and whimper. A tense moment passes before she speaks. Jean? I'm right behind you, Florian. What just happened? I shot the damn thing and it ran away. Took a round of buckshots like a champ. I can't believe I even had the time to shoot it. Or her. Anyway, that's scratch one, Tiger. Maybe. There's nothing in here. We need to get back to the helm. Distant gunshots dissipate into the storm as Lindsay and Val walk to the helm. Sounds like the crew is privy to your little plan. Our plan? Our plan. We're in this together, remember? Actually, we're not. See, I don't know how much Joy knew, but I was kept completely in the dark. If anything, I'd say you and Dr. Kemp are both guilty of fraud. But that's neither here nor there. Come on. Dr. Kemp is already in the helm. He's embattled in a shouting match with Captain Walker. You son of a bitch, do you realize what you've done? You're responsible for multiple deaths. Would you please calm down and be reasonable? I know I screwed up, but yelling at me won't fix anything. Ah, here are my associates, Val Fortunato and Ray Lindsay. Maybe they can help clear up this whole misunderstanding. Dr. Kemp, I came here to have a word with you, but it seems my point's already been made. You've acted with complete reckless disregard. Me? You should ask Val how the cats got out in the first place. Everyone is silent. The group turns toward Val. Please, Val, enlighten us. Well, earlier this evening, Dr. Kemp sent me down there to feed the cats and get them their tranquilizers. And that was just before they got loose. You son of a bitch. Take it easy, okay? I don't know what happened. They must have spat out the pills I put in their meat. Right. And now I feel vindicated. It's not my fault the animals got loose. You're insane, Dr. Kemp. How dare you talk to me like that? I'm paying you handsomely for... You can keep my paycheck. I want nothing to do with your shady operation. We need to stop arguing and figure out what to do. We're secure in here. We can just wait until we get back to port, then wait for animal control. Captain, I disagree. We need to check on the rest of the crew. Namely, Chef and the rest of the sailors. Yeah, I guess you're right. Has anybody heard from Joey? I think he's still in the commons. Oh god, not Joey. Cruz, call out the commons phone and see if Joey answers. Got it. Not Joey. Shit, no response. Seems like Joey's gone missing. Damn that stupid son of a bitch. I'll search the ship and see if I can find him. Someone should come with me. Cruz? I'll go. I gotta do something to help clean up this mess. Let me have one of those shotguns though. I feel a bit naked with nothing but my wheel gun. Jean nods. Here, take mine. I need to stay up here and navigate the ship. He's been using the same stupid excuse. You're afraid to do your job. It's what it is. No, he probably does. It probably is important for the navigator to stay in the helm. I don't know. I know nothing about ships, so I could be wrong. But it's still an excuse, and you know it is. I can come too. Three guns is better than two. I'll stay here and get on the radio. Let the authorities know we have a couple of delinquents on board. Alright, let's go find Joey, Chef, and the rest of the sailors. I don't think Joey's still alive. I think he'd be dead. I think Joey is big dead. Jean, Lindsay, and Cruz march through the rain and by and by. They go downstairs to the lower deck and investigate the dining hall. Jean opens the door and looks inside. The lights are off and she can't see anything in the shadows. Jean enters slowly with her shotgun extended. She flicks the light switch. When the lights come on, she scans through the room quickly. No sign of anyone or the tigers. Lindsay and Cruz follow her in. They cross the room to the galley door. Jean swings the valve and pulls open the door. Chef is standing on the other side with a baffled expression. His arms had been torn and his white shirt is soaked red, but he managed not to lose his chef's hat. Wow! What a champ! Got mauled by a tiger, but managed to keep that chef's hat on. I mean, what a guy. Jesus Christ, it's you guys. For a second I was worried the cats learned how to open doors. No, that's just velociraptors. He chuckles humorlessly. Chef, are you okay? You look hurt pretty bad. I'm fine. I've stopped the bleeding. Can't really grab anything with this arm though. You should come with us. We've got medical supplies in the helm. Alright, that sounds good. Cruz leads the way back out into the rain, and an orange blur swipes her out of view in a blink of an eye. They killed Cruz? You can't kill Cruz. That's Cruz. You can't kill Cruz. Holy shit. Chef sprints back into the galley and slams the door shut behind him. Jean and Lindsay rush out to the deck and try to help Cruz. When they step into the rain, they see the tiger's swishing tail as it disappears around the corner toward the cargo hold. Cruz's limp feet dangle along behind. Son of a bitch. Jean says nothing. There's no sign of Cruz, like she had never even stood there. That's messed up. They shouldn't have killed... I disagree with that. They should not have killed Cruz. The captain is on the radio talking to the mainland. Mike Kroger is busy navigating the ship. I'm sorry. But I feel like they were intentionally saying or repeating the fact that Mike Kroger is the navigator on purpose, just as a joke. That's just me, because it's funny to me how every time Mike is brought up, he says that he has to navigate the ship. And now even the narrating dialogue is telling me that Mike is navigating the ship. Like that's... I'm sorry, that has to be a joke. Some sort of inside joke. It's just funny to me. I don't know why. Dr. Kemp leans toward Val and whispers, We've got to get out of here before we get to shore. I was thinking the same thing. Lifeboat? Yeah, lifeboat. What about Joey? He could be cat food for all we know. You can't just leave him. We'll see if we can find him along the way. But I'm not going to bend over backwards. The crew is distracted. I'm gonna walk to the head and then slip out. You wait 60 seconds and do the same thing. No way, I'm going first. What? You got me into this whole mess by talking me into this. Hey, come on, now is not the time. All I was supposed to do was feed the damn cats. Oh my god, this has Grand Theft Auto vibes. All you had to do was follow the damn train, CJ. It literally... I was literally ripped out of Grand Theft Auto. I love that. I love that. Well, you fucked that up, and now we're here. You son of a bitch. Quiet. Look, whether you believe it or not, I'm on this trolley ride with you, and I don't like where it's heading any more than you do. If you must go first, then go. I'll wait a minute and catch up. Okay, let's do this, Dave. I don't trust Dave. Standing over the radio console, the captain nods and keeps talking. Yeah, that's right. I said tigers. Look, I don't know how. Just get animal control to the port before we show up. Val and Kemp rendezvous in the rain onto the upper deck. There you are. Come on. Let's get down to the lifeboats before one of those assholes spots us and locks us in the bridge. Yeah, or before one of your cats eats us. Very funny. Let's go. The two men sneak down the stairs and head toward the rear of the ship. Excuse me. Neither man is familiar with the cargo ships, but they assume the lifeboats must be on the lower deck. When they find a lifeboat, Joey is already there. He's tugging uselessly at the straps on the tarp and doesn't notice their approach. Hey, dipshit. Joey jumps and spins like a startled cat. Jesus, I thought you were one of the sailors. What are you doing, Joey? Were you going to take the lifeboat and leave us all? Ooh, Joey. I had felt bad for you, but now I don't anymore. No. Don't worry about it. I'm sure there's room for 3. Maybe if you can figure this crazy thing out. I've been working on it for 20 minutes. You've been standing out here completely exposed for 20 minutes? Yeah, so? Joey, you're aware there are tigers loose on the ship, right? Joey laughs and rolls his eyes. Yeah, sure, okay, guys. Be serious, Joey. The man-eating tigers we were transporting got loose. Joey's expression settles into solemn seriousness. We were shipping tigers? You're kidding me, right? Why were you abandoning ship if you didn't know about the tigers? When I went looking for you guys, I overheard someone talking in the helm. It sounded like they were ratting us out. They said we're going back to California. Yeah, idiot, because of the tigers. Oh, well, this is all starting to add up. You know what? I take it back. Joey just became my favorite guy again. Because he's just so stupid and confused. And he's just a really down-to-earth person that just wants to be included but can't, you know? Because he's stupid. Oh, I feel so bad for Joey. Come on, let's get the hell out of here. This tarp is tied down with a bungee cord. Joey, are you drunk or just a complete fucking moron? Joey says nothing. Val unhooks the bungee cord and carefully pulls it away. All you have to do is push the 2 hooks together. Just be careful so it doesn't come back and smack you in the face. Val? What? Oh god, there's a tiger. He turns and sees what renders the men speechless. A large tiger stands on the deck watching them, its fur soaking in the rain. The eyes are dilated and laser focused on the three men. Oh shit. Shut up. What do we do? I said shut up. The tiger lowers its head and prepares to pounce. Oh fuck this. Joey spins around and breaks into a sprint down the wet deck. Joey! Camp lifts the tarp and jumps into the lifeboat, then yanks it back down over him. The tiger seems startled by the abrupt chaos, but now it's ready to pounce again. Val decides to... I don't know if I'll be able to open the tarp in time. If I run with Joey, I'm just a walking L at that point, so... or a running L in this case. I'm gonna hang over the railings! But I could drown. This may be stupid, but hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, I may drown, but at least I didn't get mauled to death by a man-eating tiger. And that is all that matters. Val leaps over the edge of the ship and holds on to the railing with all his strength. He hangs on the side of the boat with his knees locking against the metal hull. Oh, I forgot it was raining too. It's going to be even more slippery. That might have been a bad idea. Joey screams in the distance. Oh yeah, he died. A moment passes as the ocean roars beneath him. The tiger's paws stamp through pools of water collecting on the deck. Val feels the cat's whiskers brush his fingers, and the fright loosens his grip. Then he feels its breath. The cat is smelling his hand. Oh god, I made a... No, I should have hid! It gently paws his hand and sticks his claws into Val's fingers. Shit! Val kicks his feet in a wild panic and the cat responds by nibbling his hand. He seems to be playing with him. He shrieks and loosens his grip. Oh! Val drops into the ocean like a falling rock. He flails his arms and tries to paddle, but the undertow sucks him down. As he drags underwater, he screams as muted and his screams are muted in the bubbling abyss. But by some miracle, the current yanks him clean past the ship's propellers. Whoa. He emerges disoriented in a swamp of sea foam left behind by the huge vessel. When he regains his bearings, he begins to appreciate the gravity of the situation. The boat is drifting away from him. He reaches his arms out of the water and screams. Help! Did I read that wrong? He does appreciate the gravity of the situation. Is that right? His head dunks underwater and he desperately treads back to the surface. When he resurfaces, he screams again. Man overboard! Nobody seems to have noticed his cries for help. Somewhere in the back of his head, he recalls swimming classes he took as a youth. He paddles frantically after the cargo ship. Yeah, we're dead. 15 minutes pass and he stops swimming. His arms and legs burn with exhaustion. He stops to tread water and looks at the ship. It looks like a toy on the horizon, tiny and plastic. He looks around. There's no coastline or any other ships anywhere in sight. He weeps with crushing despair and keeps swimming. Oh man, I screwed up. Or did I? I just got an achievement. I shouldn't be alive? Okay. The tiger drags Joey's Haynes' fresh corpse and drops it next to the lifeboat. The small swarm of cubs comes out from under the stairwell and begins feasting on the dead flesh. The tiger turns its attention to the strange creature hiding under the tarp. It reaches in and paws gently at the hidden lump. The small creature is trying its best to stay motionless, but the cat detects a faint whimper. The tiger stands on its hind legs and drops its forelegs onto the funny lump under the tarp. Cam shrieks under the crushing weight. The animal grabs the tarp with his teeth and violently reveals a terrified prey. The man just sits curled up inside the lifeboat while the animal watches him curiously. It paws him, as if to check if he's actually alive. Kemp can hear the baby animals feasting on the corpse of his companion. While he does his best to stay still, the tiger leans its head inside and bites the collar of his shirt. It lifts him gently out of the lifeboat and drops him onto the deck like a newborn baby. The rain falls in heavy sheets against the metal floor. Kemp just sits there, shielding his head and neck from the blow that cannot be deflected. The cubs turn their attention from the fresh kill and look at this cowering animal. The adult tiger steps back and sits to observe while the cubs excitedly prepare for their first kill. Yo, that's crazy. Oh my god, I mean, everyone is just dying. Chef is napping in the corner of the room with bandages around his arm. Jean, the captain, and Lindsay huddle in the corner and discuss the next move. This is getting out of control. Jesus, I know that. You got a goddamn suggestion or what? How about this? I'm gonna solve this problem myself. What the fuck are you talking about? They're cats. Cats like to nest. I'll find the nest and lock it up. Otherwise, I'll shoot every last one of them. Fucking A. No, I don't think so. That sounds like a suicide mission. Everybody's accounted for. All we need to do is sit here, keep the doors shut, and wait. Mike will take us into port and animal control will do the rest. There we go with Mike again. Mike's busy navigating. Man, I love that Mike. Always reminded you that he's the navigator and that his job is to, surprisingly, to everyone's shock, navigate. The navigator navigating. Never would have thought that that was Michael's job, but you know, he lets you know that he's doing it. All due respect, Captain. I prefer Jean's plan. I'm going if you like it or not. The ship's safety is my responsibility. I should have stopped this from the beginning in the first place. The captain opens his mouth to protest, then hesitates. Alright, go ahead. I'll stay on the radio and let you know if there's any news. No. Alright, okay. I wasn't gonna say anything about the captain because I felt like the captain actually should be staying in the helm because he is the leader and everything. But now he's just pulling a Mike. He's just doing the same thing Mike's doing. You know, Mike's like, I'm the navigator. The captain's like, yeah, I'll just stay here on the radio. He did that. He said that 3 times already. The captain said that 3 times already. This is crazy. I just find like it might be that this is what they're supposed to do in a situation like this, but I just find it so funny that their dialogue is just this because it just seems so wimpy to me. Oh my god. Alright, good luck, Jean. Sure. If you don't mind, I'll be on my way to put down these fucking cats. I'll come with. I wouldn't miss an opportunity to shoot a fucking tiger. Jean and Lindsay march out of the helm and stop in the rain. Before we go any further, we should come up with a plan. Where do we go first? Where to search for the tiger's nest? It would be the cargo hold. There's nothing there. I thought the cargo hold, that's where they were nesting, no? Not the commons, that's where Joey left. The lower decks, that's where they are. An uneasy feeling strikes Jean as she walks through the rain pouring on the lower decks. Jean steps carefully through the rain with her shotgun extended. The rain falls around her in heavy sheets. She steps out onto the deck and scans her shadowed surroundings. Lindsay follows behind her. Nothing yet to see. Jean cautiously advances with her shotgun leading the way. The rain pours relentlessly. She swings around the corner and sees a cluster of tiger cubs taking cover from the rain under a metal overhang. And among the cats lies the remains of several mauled human beings. 2 meaty skeletons are mutilated in the tiger's nest. Nothing but gnawed and fatty bones. They must be Sailor Taylor and Sailor Morrison. She recognizes the recently deceased corpse of Dr. Kemp. His stomach and legs have been thoroughly picked clean by tiny teeth and claws. Cruz's body has been ripped in two and apparently shared between the adults. And a hearty meal indeed. I didn't need to know all that. And finally, the scotch-soaked corpse of Joey Haynes. The tiger had barely touched him. Perhaps they were saving him for a fine occasion. They stand and behold the sickening sight. Then Lindsay speaks. Hold on. You know what this means, right? A bunch of cubs without a mother. He's interrupted by guttural sound. Oh shit. She spins around and aims a shotgun. Click the target or press... What? Oh, okay. I didn't realize there was more interaction than that, but that was... Alright, I'll take it. Jean sees nothing but an impression of a blurred fur, eyes, and wet teeth. They open fire on the advancing tiger. A big cat falls limp with a pitiful wail. He tries to get back on all fours, but just slumps over. The poor animal drags itself on the floor and mewls like a wounded house cat. This one has a tranquilizer dart protruding from his shoulders. It's the animal that killed Sailor Morrison. Lindsay points his gun at the dying animal and puts it out of its misery. Even if she wanted to protest, Jean has no energy. She was glad to see the creature dead. Isn't there more? After dispatching the adult, Jean and Lindsay block the nest with the crates and return to the helm. Hours later, the USS Black Grove arrives back in Santa Barbara. When the FBI arrive in Santa Barbara, they vigorously interrogate everybody who survived the event. None of the survivors are found guilty of any involvement in the operation. A thorough investigation determines Ray Lindsay has been hired under false pretenses. Animal Control collects the last of the tiger litter and schedules them for euthanasia at the local zoo. However, the cubs mysteriously disappear just hours before their scheduled demise. In the end, life returns to normal for the survivors. Posthumously, Dr. David Kemp becomes known by local media outlets as the Kitten King or the King of Cats. But those who survived the incident aboard the Black Grove just remember him as an asshole with too much money. Well... Oh, I got the good ending. All right. So... Okay, yeah. So Val's dead. Joseph is dead. Cruz is dead. Brian Morrison. I wonder, because there's two endings, but if I get the other ending, does that mean everyone dies? That would be it, right? Nobody would survive. It has to be, because I got the good ending. Because I think there's only two. But wow, just to kill off Cruz like that. I mean, she was the one that volunteered to go in the first place. I didn't realize that they would just make that abrupt choice just to kill her off. I don't agree with killing off Cruz. I think she should have lived. I wanted Cruz to live. I honestly did. But yeah, so that was the King of Cats. So I was wrong, obviously. It's not a horror game, it's more of a thriller, I should say. And it's more of one of those walkthrough thrillers, so you have a little bit of decision making here and there, but for the most part, you're just going through an already set story and whatnot. But yeah, I actually like the game. I am gonna play again to see if I get to see what the bad ending is all about, but it's most likely not going to be on camera. Just too long of recording for me to do all that. But anyways, yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, you know, and tell your friends, your family, grandma. Always tell grandma. I know she's been watching my videos as well. And if you're already subscribed, hit that bell notification to know when I upload my next video so that you can be one of the first people to watch it, I guess. So without further ado, I'll see everybody next time. Have a fantastic day. Bye.